Hello, class. So today we're going to be going over the Bracero Program and just a quick introduction. So when we meet in class, we could make some connections and we can discuss what we think about this and the connections we can make with it amongst ourselves. So let's begin. So the Bracero Program was carried out by both the U.S. and Mexican governments to provide the U.S. with Mexican workers to fill in the labor shortages and had them fill in agriculture and railroad jobs. The program began in August and it began here in Stockton, California, which is pretty important because it's in the Central Valley. So it shows the connection between us and the Bracero program, especially since we're so impacted with agriculture. So that was very important. And here we have living quarters in Stockton, and we also have one of the papers discussing the agreement between Mexico and the United States. And so also some things that they went through was the Braceros had very degrading and also harmful examinations that they were forced to undergo, and they were also sprayed with DDT spray, which is very toxic and very carcinogenic. And I think it's banned now from being sprayed with spraying on humans. And you could see here the people that are being sprayed, they're not wearing masks, and many times they're being the ones who are being sprayed, who are not being sprayed, are wearing masks. So it's interesting to pay attention to. And so, although they were promised fair wages and treatment in the U.S., many workers were paid unfair wages and they were exploited. And they also faced racial discrimination from the local area, locals, so the areas they were working at. So they weren't allowed to like eat in certain places and go to enjoy themselves and go to certain schools and do certain things. And they also did not have inadequate food and very harsh living. So, after watching this little brief introduction and going over some of the assigned readings that I will be giving to you in class, or not in class, for homework, um, you should ask yourself a couple of these questions like what connections does the Bracero program and its effects have today with today's immigration system, as well as what impacts does the Bracero program have, and do you have any personal connections to the history of the Bracero? So, please think about these two questions so when you come to class tomorrow, we will be prepared to have a great discussion amongst ourselves and we'll be able to hopefully think about this more critically and more deeply. So, hopefully, you guys all have a great rest of your night and see you tomorrow.